TIFU by fucking bringing up a point during safety meeting that got me fired. We were talking about tornado and fire drills, including what happens if the building had a chemical accident, and I raised my hand and asked what happens if there is a shooter. They said, oh, the fire alarm would, and we would blah blah blah. Then I said this. So, what happens if the shooter decides to pull the fire alarm, waits for everyone to gather into groups before killing everyone? I got a lit of WTF faces. One person basically called me a psycho, and I was let go the next day, and they would not let me back into the building SMH, so I guess unamused I'm not allowed to speak my mind. TLDR scared a bunch of coworkers in hypothetical scenario, got fired for thinking out of the package also. Society is full of cowardly people that can't handle truths. Pretty sure they address that exact scenario in my active shooter training at work. I noticed your last post was about committing suicide yesterday. And today this. Should we be concerned? I am sorry to say, but this is raising some red flags. I mean, it's a proven fact that this actually happened. The Aurora, Colorado shooter waited at the exit. Wow. I'm sorry to hear you got fired. What you hypothesized as an actual thing that should be covered in your organization's disaster planning scenarios. Unfortunately, the only way to deal with that type of event is to use your head. Keep your eyes open. And don't blindly and fearfully simply respond to a bell. Why did you actually get fired? Because it wasn't for what you said in this post. Did they really fucking fire you for pointing out a flaw in their system? This shit would make me livid. You might even be able to sue depending on where you live. IDKY, but op sounds like Dwight from Office. I encourage you to take a look at OP's post history. I suspect that op has previously made other side remarks that has made other employees uncomfortable, or is maybe an employee who doesn't perform up to expectations. Please don't egg op on to do something to their old coworkers, manager, or workplace. Op. Please seek out some therapy. Based on people I know IRL who use phrases like, guess I'm not allowed to speak my mind, and the whole TLDR. It sounds like you were being purposefully provocative. It should have been clear after their response to your first question that they weren't going to satisfy you. I can see the smirk spreading across your face as you describe the more detailed scenario to a room full of innocent, cowards, coworkers. It's pretty clear you weren't actually seeking answers or trying to be constructive, but were trying to embarrass and possibly intimidate. If you actually wanted to fix the policies, the time would have been after the meeting. In private. Help them formulate a better plan. It doesn't seem like that was your objective. Just based on the language you used. If I was in the room, I'd probably think you were a sociopath too. Not sure if firing you was the right approach. No idea if a wrongful termination suit would stick. I probably would have just pulled you aside and told you to stop being an asshole in trainings. This entire story seems made up. Or more to the story at very least. That having been said, if it did happen the way op says, it's absolutely wrongful termination. If one had the support of enough people at the meeting, there are avenues with which one could blow the whistle. This is so ridiculous, I have trouble believing it actually happened. This isn't how normal people and businesses act. You can what if a ton of scenarios. You clearly stuck your foot in your mouth, and that's on you. I get regular active shooter training. Run, hide, fight. It's a job, not a hee hee ha ha social club. Let that be a lesson to you. Walk on eggshells when at a job. The First Amendment only restricts Congress, not private property owners. Am I the only one who caught that last line? Dude, you had it coming. You were clearly a shit employee. That was just the final straw. Based off your posts, I doubt that is why you were fired. Based off your posts, which is all I can base my impression of you from. You come off as a MAGA incel. I doubt this is the first time coworkers have had issues with you being creepy. Perhaps you got fired because of the raging boner you were sporting as you were imagining gunning down your coworkers in a crazy suicide, murder fantasy? This is literally how Stoneman Douglas happened though. Companies don't usually let people go just for this one stuff you said. My wild guess is that this was the last straw that broke the camel's back for your work behavior. You've probably done or said stuff multiple times in the past that made people feel a certain type of way. And this event just helped tip them in favor of letting you go. Some companies will usually tolerate jerks at work if they're exceptionally good at what they do. But even that has its limit, especially if you're a difficult person to work with. Sounds like you have a really good basis for a wrongful termination suit.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.